the opening prayer. Amen. Once again, good morning, everyone. Praise be Jesus and Mary. So, without further ado, let's give the floor to the reporters for this morning. The group 9 who will be tackling about Mother Ignatius' leadership and service. So, can anyone of the group who would like to record our session for this morning? Thank you, because I cannot record it here. So, for those who are present, please react or type the word service in our chat box. Thank you. So, you may now start, reporters.
Mother Ignatia as performative leader. What, what makes Mother Ignatia as transformative leader? Church and society did not discriminate, accommodated betas, underprivileged children. Friends of the church and society, Mother Ignatia helped everyone, free education for everyone, give accommodation to women, and the church and society select help. Only elites can have education, only help privileged men. Mother Ignatia is a transformative leader because she made a difference in the church and society. The discriminated women had a place to stay in society, not only in the home. She accommodated women who were interested to become betas and those who wanted to stay in Beterio. As Rikogi is the underprivileged children were offered education and trained doing household chores in the dormitory. Through their leadership by example, their work as support by the people around them and women from all walks of life were being led to the Lord through retreats. Next scene. Unlike the other leaders, Mother Ignacia sold no idea or pressured no one to follow their doctrines and principles in life. In, a- in her humility and simplicity, she responded to God's call in faith, courage, and generosity without any intention of attracting followers. The fact that she initially planned to join an existing community showed that it was first from her mind to lead and open a path that others had not attempted. Her hidden service and humility manifested that it was not her, her desire to be in the limelight.
Mother Ignatia is a prophet of her time since she received the call when she underwent the retreat and was inspired by the Holy Spirit. Through promise by her parents to marriage, Mother Ignatia followed what she believed God's plan for her life. That is to serve her divine majesty by the sweat of her brow. She endured all the hardships and summoned all her courage and faith in God to go against the culture of her time, which was dominated by racial prejudice and social injustice. As a prophet, she proclaimed in her life what Jesus taught her in her deep communion through prayer and humble service with the oppressed, discriminated, and despised by society. She stood for what is right and disposed her fully without reserve to Jesus, whom she considered her beloved spouse. She made flesh what Jesus worked for when he was still physically present in this world. She welcomed all people in all walks of life in her beatification. She educated poor children, gave retreat to the recogidas, and put priority to others' needs. Though Mother Ignatia is not physically present now, yet her spirit lives on. Her prophetic leadership is now seen in her present beatas who work for the different ministries, namely education, retreat, care for the elderly, social ministry, dormitory, and special ministry. Mother Ignatia is a true prophet addressing a certain need of her time based on the special call from God. The prophetic leadership of Mother Ignatia was shown in the following instances. Number one, she left home and lived by the sweat of her brow and became an example that women can be leaders and should not only be confined in the She formed a congregation of sisters who are contemplative in action. This was in contrast to the monastic way of life which was prevailing during her time. She gave retreats and catechisms to women and children. And lastly, she accepted all women who wanted to join the Beaterio regardless of their race and status in life.
All right, so thank you so much for that very attractive presentation and well presented report. Thank you for that, reporters. So it is now your time, the reporters, to ask questions to them. Again, same process before you will ask question. It's either orally or just typing it in our chat box. State first the group where you belong so that I can record it here as to where that question came from and then state your question. Okay? Again, this your question, your one question would serve as your perfect score for your quiz for this day in relation to the topic being reported. You may now start asking questions to the reporters. So question here from topic 10. In your own ways, how can you show or elaborate that you are a transformative leader? All right. How can you show or elaborate that you are a transformative leader? So one of the reporters would like to answer. All right, by not discriminating others. How about the others, other members? What can you say?
So the question of Jules Lalis, what kind of leader is Mother Ignacia? So her leadership was characterized by humility.
Mm-hmm.
He knew her strengths and weaknesses. She was not afraid to know the truth about herself.
Mm-hmm. So what is that mean to you? How would you emulate in your own simple ways Mother Ignatius' humility in your own simple ways? Ano siya, si Giancarlo.
By being humble, sir.
What give example of situation in your life?
If nakibadawat na kwan, sir, bawa baka daog kag loto, sir, kanang dili nimo ingon na kailangan nimo ipahibalo ang tanan, sir, na nakadaog kag nga nakadakong kwarta, kana lang, sir.
Nakadoog day ka. In your own experience,
Ay,
yung experience mo talaga, how did you live out the spirit of humility in your life? Yung si Miss Villaflores sana all daw kadaog. Cite concrete examples in your life. How did you practice humility?
say kanang ano, sir, kanang palitan kag mga gamit sa mong parents, sir, na
Mm-hmm.
kana mag-video mahal-mahal gud, sir, tapos
Mm-hmm.
wala nimo gina-share dito sa uban, sir, palitan kag ingana mo
Mm-hmm.
lang gitago para sa imong sarili, sir. Keep blessing man nagyan sa mga parents.
About you. All right. So that would be a good example. Question coming from you. Group 14, 15, 12, 11, and 8. What are your questions? Take note, this is your quiz. If you will not ask questions, so accept the consequence of your choice by not asking questions. Reporters, any question to the reporters? Yes, here is a question from Group 15. Why Mother Ignatia takes leadership as responsibility and not privilege? Okay, very good question. Why Mother Ignatia takes leadership as responsibility and not a privilege? All right, reporters? And another question here from Group 12. How can you be devoted to your religion and be a good leader as well? So you can just choose from the questions, any of you reporters, and then answer.
For the question of Group 1538, she,
Mm-hmm.
she chose to lead with others. Her leadership was not a one-man rule. She tried to balance the structure of leadership with community responsibility. She welcomed others as participants in this form of leadership. Mother Teresa opened possibility for the community to continue to exist even after her death.
Okay, thank you. Maybe Mr. Gulanes, you can add something? All right. So hopefully you will be able to fulfill what you are saying in your own simple ways if you are a believer of God in your own religion. Okay? Thank you so much for that. How about question from group 14? Being a leader same as Does being a leader same as a good person? Okay? Yeah, I would also agree with your statement. There are those good leader, but the means that they're using in leading is something questionable, like immoral or what. And most of the time, a good leader presupposes that he is a good person. Okay, thank you. Group 8 question. In your own ways, how do you follow God's greatest commandments? Because a good leader is the one who knows how to follow also by leading example. The commandment of God is love your neighbor and love God above everyone else and above anything else. How would you follow that in your own simple ways? Yes,
Uh,
Erojan?
okay. In my own ways, I would, I would help I would help other people with no doubt um and if someone needs it, I will help. I will help within my heart. That's it.
All right. How about you, Mr. Gulanes? What can you say? Mhm. So I have also questions to all of the reporters, and I want to hear from each of you. Okay? I want to hear from each of you. So, in your report, you have mentioned or you have enumerated some of the qualities of a good leader that is present to Mother Ignacia. Okay. I think it was Mr. Gulanes who reported it, the qualities. So, with all those qualities, what is that one quality that is present to Mother Ignacia that you would like to share with the reporters so that they can also could say or could see and chose among those qualities that you have mentioned? Yes. Did you hear me well? Okay. So my question is, with all the qualities of leadership of Mother Ignacia that you have presented earlier, what is that one quality that you like the most and why? And how would you apply that one quality that you have chosen in your own simple ways? Maybe you can present once again your PPT regarding the qualities of leadership that you have presented last time or earlier, Mr. Gulanes, so that your group members can also see and chose one qualities of leadership of Mother Ignacia. Mm-hmm. Why? All right. So thank you for that listening. How about you, Mr. Errol? Errol John, are you still there? O sige, unahin muna natin si Mr. Giancarlo. With all those leadership qualities of Mother Ignacia,
Para sa
which
kuha
you
sir,
like the
kay
most?
listening Japon po sir.
Why and how would you apply it in your own simple ways as a student?
Mas ginapili na ko ang maminaw na lang sir kaysa kay karong panahon na sir kay mas uso ang problema po sir tapos
Mm-hmm.
mas gusto na ako maminaw jud sa my experience sir kay at least man lang sir baka advice mo ko balag ginagmay lang kay gusto mo ko makatabang sir.
All right. So thank you so much for that. How about you, Mr. Uy, nawala man ni. Ata si ko na.
Kumala daw net niya sir.
May problema sa net.
Opo.
All right. So let's entertain the last question here from Group 11. The question is, do you consider yourself as a good leader? Why or why not? Mm-hmm. Okay. You're in the middle way. Okay. Thank you for that, Mr. Jean. How about you, Mr. Giancarlo? Do you consider yourself as a good leader? Why or why not?
Dili sir.
Why?
Kay mas pilion pa na ko maganon lang sir magsunod na lang sa mga batas sir kaysa mahimong leader.
So what is then the challenge for you? All right. So you're so silent. So here, last question from the reporters. So with the topic being assigned to you, what is your short reflection? Maybe you can share your short reflection. What have you reflected upon based on the topic that was being assigned to you? Just a short reflection. Express yourself and enlighten us with your reflection based on the topic Mother Ignatius leadership and service. All right. So thank you so much for that. How about you, Mr. Gian Carlo? What can you say? What is your reflection based on the report that you have delivered? Short reflection will do. Ano ba yung pinagninit pag ang yung pinagnilayan mo? Okay, Errol John is back. Errol John, I'm asking all of you to share your short reflection based on the topic assigned to you. Maybe you have a reflection there, Mr. Errol John.
Sorry, say that question, sir.
So I'm asking you to share your personal reflection based on the topic being assigned to you. Just a short reflection. Brief.
Um, For me, the topic was knowing the good leader makes people lead with a good pastor.
Mm-hmm. How about you, Mr. Giancarlo? What's your reflection?
My reflection, sir, is being a leader is not an easy job to do, sir.
Okay, indeed, it was very brief. Being a leader is not an easy task to do. So, thank you so much for those who are reporting, who reported the topic 9. And hopefully, for those who are non-reporters, you may able to find inspiration from Mother Ignatia's leadership qualities and leadership style on how she um, articulated her style of leadership into the loving service. Okay? So here, before we leave, so Mother Ignatia is just trying to convey a simple message to all of us. A true leader for Mother Ignatia is the one who sets example to the people whom he or she leads through humble service that is propelled by love. So, what characterizes a good leader is a leader who is willing to serve with love. So, here, Mother Ignatia is not asking us to do extraordinary things in order for us to become a good and humble servant leader to other people. And in fact, Mother Ignatia is inviting us that maybe even within our family, we can start to become a good or a true leader. In what way? So if you're a son or a daughter who is a, shall we say, señorita or señorito of your parents, then maybe it is a call for you to humble yourself in rendering loving service for your family. In what way? Instead of spending so much time in practicing dance steps in TikTok, you would rather spend your time in volunteering yourself that after eating meal, you are the one who will wash the dishes. Or instead of consuming all your time in playing online games like ML, Valorant, or Dota, you would rather spend it equality time in helping your mother in washing clothes even during weekends. Okay? And instead of browsing more time in the internet, in YouTube, in Facebook, you would rather spend it in taking good care of your younger siblings if you're a kuya or ate in the family. Or even just a simple lang na pagtimpla ng kape every morning for your parents and for your mother and for your father, and that is already that already means a lot. As long as for Mother Ignacia, as long as you did all that extraordinary, that simple ways with love, because as long as we do something with love, an ordinary thing will become extraordinary because of the motive that you did, and that is you do it out of love. And here, as I have said, a true leadership must start within the family, because we firmly believe that a family is always a good training ground for children to become a good leader in preparation or for the benefit of the society at large. Our parents is our first teacher. And as much as they are our first teacher, so we firmly believe with their capacity to mold us or to form us in view of the vast reality that we will be facing in the society at large. Again, the starting point of a good leader must start within the family. And so it is a challenge to all of us. As I have said, Mother Ignacia is not asking us to do extraordinary ways, but he is just simply asking all of us to do simple things with love, because that what makes simple things becomes extraordinary when we do it out of love and start rendering service within your family in your own simple ways. Paghugas ng pinggan, paglaba ng mga damit, pagwawalis, pag-alaga ng mga nakababatang kapatid, pagtimpla ng kape for your parents, as long as you do it out of love. So once again, hopefully you were able to learn something essential in Mother Ignatia's style of leadership and on how she articulated his leadership into humble service. Thank you so much for your presence. Special thanks to the reporters for delivering well the topic assigned to you. So, and hopefully, it is a challenge also to the next reporters to do well in delivering or reporting the topic being assigned. Once again, thank you so much. God bless everyone. See you next meeting. And keep in touch in our Google Classroom for the activity. So the activity for this morning is only intended for those who are non-reporters of topic 8 and 9. So in other words, those who are reporters of topic 8 and 9, you don't need to answer this activity. Just submit or turn in immediately by just typing the word reporter. And for those reporters of topic 10 to 15, you are obliged to answer the activity that I will be posting in our Google Classroom. Okay, once again, see you next meeting. Bye, everyone.